The most pivotal conversation of my life came from a mentor who shared a truth that reshaped my reality. He told me, "What you show the world is a window into your soul. If you cannot command the reflection in the glass, you will never command your future." Those words didn't just linger in my mind. They shattered every excuse I had ever constructed. In that moment, I saw with painful clarity how I had been lying to myself. I had pretended that my external presentation was separate from my internal state. Most people, especially after 40, hold on to this same delusion. They believe that appearance is trivial, shallow, or even egotistical. But the insight from depth psychology reveals a far more profound connection. The human experience is a dance between the visible and the invisible, and they must move in sync. So let me pose a difficult question. When was the last time you gazed into a mirror and felt true respect for the individual looking back? When did you last perceive not merely features, but a presence fully alive and in charge of its own spirit? If your answer is distant or non-existent, then this is for you. This isn't about altering your look. It's about revolutionizing your self-perception. The psyche, as taught by Jung, strives for integration. Everything outside you is a reflection of what occurs within. Therefore, if your mirror image fails to motivate you, it indicates an inner self that has been ignored. After a lifetime of studying consciousness and witnessing countless lives, a universal truth emerges. When the outer persona matches the inner reality, existence finds equilibrium. When what you feel internally matches what you project externally, your life ceases to be a struggle and becomes a harmonious flow. This isn't about ego. It's about congruence. It's the principle of psychological attunement. I recall a man who perfectly illustrated this disconnect. By all accounts, he had it all. Success, security, a loving home. Yet his demeanor held a silent weariness. After a talk, he confided in me, "I have everything I aimed for. But each dawn, I rise with a sense of failure. When I see myself, I see someone who surrendered." I told him what I tell you now. Your appearance is not vanity. It is accountability. Accountability to your core, your mission, and the influence you cast into the world. There is a neurological basis for this. Each glance in the mirror triggers an automatic evaluation. Your brain compares the visual data with your internal self-concept. When they match, it releases dopamine and serotonin. These compounds flood you with vigor, clarity, and assurance. You feel competent, vibrant, and in touch with possibility. But when there is a mismatch, when you see a stranger who doesn't align with your true identity, your brain senses a threat. It secretes cortisol, the chemical of strain and setback. From that point, your vitality wanes, your innovation plummets, and your emotional acuity dims. That is why, on days you feel good about your look, everything seems fluid. The day progresses smoothly, people react positively, and chances seem to find you. It isn't luck. It's neuroscience. You are functioning from a place of self-acceptance and internal order. Jung would note that in these instances, your persona is in concert with yourself, the deepest nucleus of your being. Let's be explicit. Attending to your appearance does not equate to self-obsession. It isn't about pride or surface-level concerns. It is about nurturing a practice of self-regard. Consider it an act of devotion for the vehicle of your awareness. If you owned a priceless painting, would you let it rot? If you had a rare violin, would you let it fall out of tune? Of course not. You would preserve it with utmost care, knowing its value. Your physique, your image, your aura, they are the instruments of your fate. Through them, your essence broadcasts its unique signal into the tangible realm. When you disregard them, you mute a portion of your own existence. Many after 40 treat their physical form worse than they treat their belongings, forgetting this body is the sacred vessel through which life is felt. I faced this truth at 52. My career was soaring, I traveled globally, sharing my insights. Then my partner showed me a photo from a keynote. I examined it and felt a jolt. Was that truly me? I saw a figure who seemed weary, depleted, detached from his own vigor. That picture became a testament to my disregard. That evening, I resolved that my reflection would no longer betray the magnitude I held inside. From then on, I treated my presentation as an aspect of my integrity, not from arrogance, but from consistency. Because if you discuss mastery, control, and intention, your visage must radiate those very tenets. When you awaken and treat your morning ritual as a ceremony of empowerment rather than a chore, everything shifts. Each mindful shower, each deliberate choice of attire, each act of bodily care sends a signal to your deeper mind: I am significant. I am deserving. I am equipped to guide. That man I spoke of embraced this philosophy. In half a year, he was transformed. Not because he turned into another, but because he finally turned into himself. His energy transformed. His eyes shone with intent. His career and personal world bloomed. When I inquired about the shift, he said something I will never forget: "I chose to let my outside match the person I always knew I was inside." That is the essence Jung wished us to comprehend. Your appearance is not a disguise. It is a looking glass. It does not conceal your identity. It discloses the identity you have elected to embrace. When the exterior starts to echo the interior, you achieve psychological completeness. Then your energy synchronizes, your direction clarifies, and the cosmos seems to collaborate with you. So next time you stand before a mirror, seek not imperfections, seek authenticity. Ask, does this vision correspond with the individual I am evolving into? If not, then start not with shame, but with honor. Because metamorphosis starts in the tiniest ceremonies of attention. The first principle is the morning connection. Each day before engaging with the world, meet your own gaze for 30 seconds. Not to critique, but to commune. Inquire, is this being prepared for what lies ahead? Does this reflection represent my principles, my inner fortitude, my loftiest aspiration for myself? If not, then make an adjustment. Correct your stance, tidy your hair, alter your garment. These may seem insignificant, but to the psyche, they are potent commands. They inform your unconscious that you are attentive, that you are here, and that you are ready to manifest your true nature. Jung held that your outward presentation mirrors your inner condition. The form follows the essence. The second principle is the focus 10. Daily, commit exactly 10 additional minutes to your physical expression. Not 5, nor 15. 10. Those minutes could be the most valuable investment of your day. Use them to activate your body, tend to your skin, or choose your attire with purposeful thought. The aim is not conceit. It is self-esteem. Regularity, not flawlessness, reshapes your subconscious sense of worth. Consider the time lost on trivial scrolling or unimportant emails, far more than 10 minutes. Yet 10 minutes devoted to yourself can change your entire day. The third principle is the unwavering benchmark. Define precisely how you wish to appear and feel, and never compromise that standard. This isn't about superficiality. It's about fidelity. If your benchmark is to seem poised and rooted, uphold it even in solitude. Especially in solitude. Because as Jung noted, your unconscious is always watching. When you respect your private benchmarks, your self-worth grows intrinsically, in a manner no external validation can match. The fourth principle is the incremental advance. Rather than pursuing radical, unmaintainable makeovers, enhance your look or energy by 1% daily. One day it might be a new way of styling your hair. The next, a minor skincare step or a posture adjustment. These minuscule actions accumulate dramatically over a year. You will not only appear altered, you will feel renewed. The fifth, and possibly most impactful, principle is the ripple effect. Your self-regard radiates outward. Your aura touches everyone you meet. When you enter a space calm, collected, and self-assured, people are instinctively attracted. They sense your vibration before you utter a word. Jung frequently stated that the psyche is infectious. Your internal balance becomes a quiet call for others to find their own. By cultivating self-respect through your presentation, you draw not just achievement, but linkage, possibility, and vitality. I have witnessed this repeatedly. Those who consciously inhabit their value receive existence with open arms. They do not pursue endorsement. They generate it. This leads to a crucial realization. Tending to your appearance past 40 is not self-indulgence. It is stewardship. Each morning you offer your finest self to the world, you grant others silent consent to elevate alongside you. Ponder the individuals you respect most. How do they conduct themselves? How do they navigate their environment? I guarantee, they know that external expression is a sign of internal command. You might think, but I am no longer 20. My form has altered. That is correct. But maturity should not be a rationale for abandonment. It should be a motive for polishing. At 40, 50, 60, your appearance can and should broadcast wisdom, substance, and serene assurance. You are not rivaling youth. You are redefining potent maturity. When I reached 65, I vowed to grow more robust, more vivacious, and more connected than ever. Not to seem younger, but to be more alert and awakened. I committed to disciplined movement, conscious nourishment, and attentive dressing. The outcomes transcended the physical. My ingenuity soared, my stamina multiplied, my work gained depth. I presented with greater authority, wrote with more insight, and lived with more thankfulness. Now, I invite you to experiment. Halt for an instant and find a mirror. Peer into your own eyes and ask, am I cherishing the gift of this form, this existence, this opportunity to contribute meaningfully? If yes, continue. If no, then today, not later, not next week, today is ideal to commence. Each day you defer attending to your appearance, you postpone attending to your life. You delay your authority, your conviction, your zest. Have you ever considered that your appearance is not merely the initial impression you give others? It is the first impression you give yourself each morning. It is the primary cue your brain gets about your identity and capability. Envision how your reality would shift if every dawn, upon seeing yourself, you felt authentic pride and excitement for the coming day. That momentum would infuse your dialogues, your labor, your bonds. This is not imagination. It is cognitive science. The mind cannot separate actuality from perceived reality. When you appear sharp, your mind assumes you are potent, competent, and deserving of triumph. That assumption molds your behavior, and your behavior molds your fate. Let me offer a culminating method that encapsulates this, the identity attire. Each morning as you dress, don't merely wear fabric. Don the character of the person you are evolving into. If you aspire to lead, clothe yourself as the commander within. If you crave creativity, wear hues and fabrics that channel your inner artist. If you desire boldness, select each element as if it were armor forged for your soul. Your garments are not just cloth. They are emblematic power. They remind your subconscious of your identity and purpose. In Jungian thought, this is the rite of individuation, merging your inner core with the outer realm. When inner and outer selves unite, you cease living by routine. You live by design. And from that stance, every aspect of your life begins to mirror the grace, order, and significance already residing within you. A gentleman once visited Jung. His workspace was chaotic, his projects incomplete. He had gained considerable weight and his general look screamed disregard. Jung studied him and said, to reconstruct your career, you must first reconstruct your image. Your exterior must mirror the interior vision of your future. The man embarked on what Jung termed a renewal ritual. For 30 days, he rose an hour earlier, devoting that time solely to himself. He started with gentle movement, then a purposeful cleanse, followed by deliberate grooming and attire selection. In a month, he had shed weight. But more critically, he finalized 2 stall business agreements and began a new romantic chapter. His renewed appearance had rekindled his confidence, and that confidence rekindled his entire world. This is what Jung named the psyche's projection into the physical. He believed our presentation is never shallow. It is symbolic. The body becomes a looking glass for the soul. It expresses our internal order or our internal chaos. When you synchronize your outer image with your inner sight, you create psychological unity. And unity invariably invites change. Now picture applying these lessons starting tomorrow. Imagine deciding your physical presence will become a living emblem of your highest self. Let me share a practical tool drawn from Jung's self-examination technique, the evening reflection. Tonight before sleep, stand before a mirror and pose 5 chew. Does my present look mirror who I genuinely aim to be? What 3 items can I enhance right now? What self-nurturing practice have I been evading? How would I react if someone with my exact appearance entered a crucial meeting? What statement am I broadcasting to the world through my presentation? Answer with raw honesty. Jung held that real change starts only when we confront our truth without filters. Then pick one tangible step for tomorrow to elevate your appearance. Something minor but meaningful. It could be ironing a shirt with extra attention or scheduling a consultation with an image guide. What counts is that it is specific and doable. Because enduring change is built not on grand acts, but on tiny, repeated rituals. Another example, a woman named Clara, 55, attended a lecture. She had worked in finance for decades but after a merger, lost her role and her self-regard. She told me, I feel unseen. On the street, no one glances. In interviews, I feel I emit no credibility. I responded, visibility is not about years. It is about aura. And aura starts with how you reveal yourself to the world. Clara began with subtle shifts. She improved her posture. She refreshed her wardrobe with garments that actually fit. She adopted a consistent, mild fitness habit and attended to her grooming. Within 6 months, Clara not only secured a superior position, but launched her own advisory. Her physical shift had sparked a full internal rebirth. The takeaway is powerful. Alter how you look, and you alter how the world sees you. But more vitally, you alter how you see yourself. Your appearance is your mute dialect, your personal emblem. Before you speak, your image already conveys your self-value, your discipline, your ideals, your aims. Ask yourself, am I communicating diligence or disregard, assurance or uncertainty? Does my demeanor say this individual governs their life, or has lost their way? These are uneasy inquiries, but essential. Until you acknowledge the image you emit, you cannot reform it. Perhaps you're thinking, this seems shallow. Shouldn't I be judged by my character, not my looks? In an ideal world, yes. But Jung would caution we inhabit a symbolic world. In reality, people form opinions within 7 seconds of an encounter. In those seconds, your appearance speaks more loudly than your voice. This isn't about justice. It's about recognition. You can be a casualty of perception, or wield perception as an instrument of strength. Caring for your appearance is not vanity. It is self-honor. It is a proclamation of personal order and harmony between your inner convictions and outer expression. Each morning you spend time presenting yourself thoughtfully, you telegraph to your subconscious, I am valuable. My existence matters. My aspirations have merit. When that message is repeated daily, it ceases to be a thought and becomes a conviction. And that conviction ultimately becomes your world. That is the transformative alchemy Jung described. When inner and outer realms meet in accord, the self is remade. Allow me to give you another potent instrument, aligned with Jung's teachings, the triple mirror practice. Daily, look into 3 mirrors. The first is actual, the glass where you check your exterior. The second is emotional, where you ask, how do I feel about myself today? Does my outer look match my desired inner state? The third is aspirational, where you question, does my presentation today advance me toward my ideal self, or draw me away? This cultivates a layered awareness of your self-concept and its subtle sway on your journey. Notice how highly accomplished individuals often have their presentation perfectly tuned? It's not accidental. They've grasped that the exterior is merely a reflection of the interior. Excellence in one domain spreads to others. When you foster excellence in your appearance, that same rigor naturally extends to your work, relationships, health, and resources. I term this the cascade of internal order manifesting as external polish. Let me specify what Jung might call a wholesome relationship with your image after 40. It means every single day, without fail, you allocate deliberate time to present your best self, not for admiration, but for self-regard, not for approval, but for internal accord. It means your closet should reflect who you are becoming, not who you were. Your fitness should be a celebration of vitality, not a penalty. Your self-care is not a cost. It is a holy investment in your future being. It is the knowing that your appearance is not just aesthetic. It is semiotic. It is a psychological tongue that communicates your level of self-respect, awareness, and internal peace. Recall the initial story? The notion that your outer look reflects your inner universe. Years on, I realized this was never about surface-level ego. It was about integrity. Integrity means every facet of your life vibrates in unison. If you preach excellence but your image shows neglect, there is a crack between inner and outer. If you talk of discipline but cannot discipline your own presentation, there is a fracture in your psyche. Jung taught that the authentic self craves unity, a state where thought, feeling, and deed are one. Your appearance must therefore resonate with your values, ambitions, and the message you wish to impart. Now, consider the spiral of self-perception. It can spiral up or down. The choice is yours. When you nurture yourself, you feel improved. When you feel improved, you act improved. When you act improved, you yield improved outcomes. And when you yield improved outcomes, you naturally nurture yourself more. That is the ascending spiral of awareness, a force that amplifies your evolution. But the inverse is equally true. Neglect leads to feeling worse, which leads to worse actions, worse results, and deeper neglect. That is the descending spiral, a gradual detachment from your true nature. So, which spiral are you fueling? And what will you do today to ensure an upward trajectory? I offer 3 exact steps to start your ascent now. Step 1. Remove one garment from your closet that no longer serves the person you are becoming. It might be ill-fitting, worn, or simply not reflective of your current self. Donate or discard it today. This symbolic gesture tells your deeper mind, I am clearing the old to welcome the new. Step 2. Add 15 minutes to your morning ritual for the next week, not for extra sleep, but for investing in your presence. Use them to move, to choose attire mindfully, to tend to your skin, any aspect you've overlooked. This is not about flawlessness. It's about harmony, the visible agreement between your inner state and emerging self. Step 3. Take a full-length photo of yourself today. Keep it not for criticism, but as a baseline. In 90 days, after applying these ideas, take another in the same setting. The contrast will astonish you. These steps may appear modest, but they lay the groundwork for total transformation. Before we conclude, another narrative. A man named Leo, 58, a longtime corporate director, came to me. Despite his expertise, he was overlooked for advancement repeatedly. He admitted he had ceased caring about his look years prior. "At my stage, looks are irrelevant," he said. "Only performance counts." I explained that this belief was undermining his progress. Jung taught that outer neglect mirrors inner neglect. Leo's disordered appearance was broadcasting a subliminal message: this person has halted growth. Jung would say Leo's exterior had become a mirror of inner surrender. Leo opted to change. He undertook what I call the mature professional protocol. He updated his wardrobe with expert guidance. He began an age-appropriate fitness plan. He focused on details long ignored: his posture, gait, even how he sat. The change was striking. He not only gained the promotion, but became a coach to younger leaders who admired his poise. The lesson is timeless. It is never too late to decide to present your finest self. You are never too old to care about your image. You have never wasted so much time that starting today isn't worthwhile. After 40, your appearance should convey wisdom, experience, steadiness, and trust. It should say, "This individual has learned life's lessons and applies them." Write this down now: my appearance is an investment in my future, not a cost in my present. Say it aloud. Sense it. This mindset will transform everything. Imagine waking daily utterly content with your reflection. Imagine others instantly sensing you have your act together. That is not a dream. It is entirely achievable. It requires resolve, consistency, and the insight that tending to your appearance is tending to your destiny. Practice this week. Don't await perfection. Don't wait to slim down, earn more, or feel more driven. Begin where you stand, with what you have, because your life is unfolding now. Each day you delay presenting your best self is a day forfeited. Each morning you accept less than your best look is a morning you belittle your capacity. Your appearance is not egotism. It is tactics. It is applied psychology. It is personal governance. It is a declaration that you take your life and aims seriously. Reflect: what openings have you missed because your look didn't match your skill? What bonds could have deepened had you projected more assurance? What version of you remains hidden behind a neglected facade? The moment to act is not later, not when you feel prepared. It is now. Because motivation follows action, not precedes it. Recall Jung's teaching: the outer world mirrors the inner. You cannot possess inner excellence while ignoring you. You cannot advocate discipline while appearing undisciplined. You cannot preach change while remaining unchanged in your presentation. If this message has moved you to take charge of your appearance and thus your life, I ask one thing. Your reflection is not just a face, it is the map of your soul's journey. Subscribe to Winds of Thought and tap the bell for ongoing insights to unlock your highest self. But most importantly, act today. Don't let this be another video. Let it be the pivot that changes your look, your feeling, your living. You are one choice away from total life transformation. The choice to honor your potential through your presentation. The choice to appear as your best self daily. The choice to know that caring for your image is not superficial, it is sacred duty. Choose now. Act today. Your future self will be eternally grateful. A year from now, you will recall this instant as the turning point where you ceased underestimating yourself and started showing the world the remarkable person you truly are. Align your outer shell with your inner core, and watch your world transform.